Recently, it has been officially announced that The Elder Scrolls 6 will not be coming to PS5. Well, it hasn't been officially announced. Some documents said it wouldn't come to PS5, even though I already thought that this was very, very clear that the game would not be coming to PS5. I'm pretty sure it has been like leaked or, mentioned in different documents at some other point. I mean, I have a video on my channel about how it isn't coming to PS5. But for some reason, these PlayStation fanboys, they're surprised by this and they're whining and moaning about it on Twitter, even though I thought that everybody already knew that this game wasn't gonna be on PS5. But whatever, So I thought we're just gonna go on Twitter and just make it a little bit of fun, of the Sony points, because we rarely ever do that. We don't do it enough. We don't do it enough, guys. So yeah, let's just get into it.
They won't be missing out on much.
Yeah, guys, the next installment in the incredibly successful and critically acclaimed video game series, The Elder Scrolls, will definitely not be much. It'll 100% suck and not be a good game, Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of Skyrim. I don't think it's a good game, but a lot of people do. And from what I can tell, every single mainline Elder Scrolls game, except for the first one, which is Arena, is still very often being played and being modded and being enjoyed by a lot of people. So I don't think that this game is going to fail. People will be missing out on it if they can't play it.
Time for PlayStation to buy the remaining companies and not put it on Xbox.
Okay, so first off, this motherfucker's paying for Twitter. Now, if you don't have an account over 10,000 followers or something like that, why the fuck are you paying for Twitter? I know people are gonna be like, oh, Atomics, you're just broke. Nah, I'm not broke. You're paying for fucking Twitter, retard. You do know that Twitter is free, right? And unless you got a very large account, I don't see how you profit from having Twitter Blue. Second of all, obviously, I love the delusion here that he thinks that PlayStation's gonna buy up companies. Like, they have money like that. I mean, PlayStation can buy companies, I guess. They bought Nixies and they bought Bungie and shit, but I don't really see them being able to buy, companies like Bethesda or Activision. They don't have money like that. And even then, Bungie has in their deal, it says that they can put their games on other platforms still. So, PlayStation has no control over where Bungie puts their games.
Good, we don't want trash games on PlayStation.
Judging by the franchise's, history and the fact it's being made by one of the biggest RPG developers, in the industry, I don't think it'll be trash, Now, personally, I'm not a big fan of Bethesda's more recent RPGs like Skyrim and Fallout 4. I don't like them that much compared to the older games, but I can still see why a lot of people do like them, and I think it's going to be the same thing here. I don't think I'm going to enjoy The Elder Scrolls 6. I think there's going to be a lot of the things in the game that I'm going to be able to complain about, and I personally won't like, but I can definitely say that the game won't be trash, and that other people will very much enjoy the game. I mean, obviously, there's always the possibility it's going to be complete fucking garbage, but I really doubt it.
LMFAO judging from the affiliation engine.
Very creative name, by the way. Very creative insult. Good job.
For Starfield, I am glad this shite isn't coming either.
This guy's just fucking molding, seething, crying his eyes out every single fucking day because Starfield is not on the PlayStation 5 and he can't play it. The new creation engine, which by the way has a new name, I don't know what that name is and I can't be bothered to look it up. I'm just gonna keep calling it the creation engine. Honestly, it doesn't look that bad for Starfield. I mean, you can say that the game visually isn't as up to par as a lot of other modern games are. Very true. But I don't really care about visuals. If you care about visuals, that's fine. But for me, Elden Ring is one of the best games to come out in the last decade. And that game also doesn't have visuals that, are up to date with the other games that came out around the same time. And, also Starfield doesn't have that many bugs as the creation engine games usually have. I was fully expecting that this game possibly, right? I thought there was a real possibility this game would launch with bugs like Cyberpunk or Fallout 76, and PlayStation fanboys are making it out like the game is broken in the same way that Cyberpunk or Fallout 76 was broken. But it really isn't. It's got some bugs and glitches, right? But they're not that bad, and they are being patched out. So I don't really see. The game didn't launch fully broken. The game launched playable and had bugs and glitches like every single other AAA game that comes out these days.
Doesn't matter. By the time Elder Scrolls 6 arrives, PlayStation will be promoting Final Fantasy XVIX.
Now, for as far as I'm aware, XVIX doesn't fucking mean anything. This literally just says 1610. I could be wrong, but I think he means Final Fantasy 17, which is the one that comes after 16, you know, and that is spelled XVII, not XVIX. That doesn't work, you know, that's not how Roman numbers work. I also like just the notion he has that if Final Fantasy 17 will release in the same year as Elder Scrolls 6, it will completely overshadow it. I don't think that's true, because Final Fantasy 16 came out this year and it definitely didn't overshadow every other game that came out. Like, it didn't overshadow Starfield, it didn't overshadow Tears of the Kingdom, right? Don't get me wrong, if Final Fantasy 17 comes out the same year as Elder Scrolls 6, it's gonna be a huge deal. It's definitely not gonna overshadow Elder Scrolls 6 though. Actually, I'm of the opinion that the opposite is a lot more likely, because Final Fantasy games come out like, they release like 10 new games every fucking year, and Elder Scrolls releases like one game every decade at this point.
So Phil was lying in saying they haven't made any decision on whether it would be exclusive?
Now, I don't remember Phil ever saying that they hadn't made a decision yet about whether this game would be exclusive, but I do remember them saying that they would look at Bethesda games on a case-by-case basis to see if they, you know, were going to be exclusive to Xbox or not. I think this guy's referencing that, but even if they hadn't made a decision on whether it would be exclusive yet, they clearly now have. How is that lying? How is it lying to say I haven't made a decision yet and then making a decision later? But I guess it's lying because it's a decision you don't like, right? So then it's lying and deceitfulness and hypocrisy because you don't agree with the decision. That makes perfect sense.
The case-by-case basis, and they won't take away existing game franchises that are already on PlayStation, just new IP like Starfield, is proving to just be lies.
No, you see, case-by-case basis means they're going to look at every product made by Bethesda on a case-by-case basis to see if it's coming to PlayStation or not. Obviously, a game as big as Elder Scrolls 6 would not be coming, and it's not a lie because other games made by Bethesda and, you know, DLC made by Bethesda have made their way to PlayStation since they were bought out by Xbox. So case-by-case basis isn't a lie. And you're kind of getting your facts wrong here with the next thing where you say they won't take away existing game franchises that are already on PlayStation. They never said that. They said that they wouldn't stop supporting or not release games that were already announced for PlayStation or games that were already on PlayStation. So Elder Scrolls Online is already on PlayStation, and that game will continue to receive DLC and support in the same way that the Xbox and PC versions are getting. But they never said that they wouldn't pull games from existing franchises, but they never said they weren't gonna put games from existing franchises exclusively on Xbox. They obviously were gonna do that. They just said that they wouldn't be pulling any games that were already on PlayStation or announced for PlayStation off of the platform. You gotta pay attention before you start spouting bullshit. Anyway, boys, I think I've reached about the end of this video. I hope that this time it's clear for PlayStation fanboys that, you know, Elder Scrolls 6 won't be coming to the PS5, because it's happened multiple times now that some like rumor comes out or something slightly reveals that the game might not be coming to PS5 and they start complaining. It was obvious from the beginning that the game isn't coming to PS5. It's too big of a franchise for Xbox to, you know, not take the opportunity to make it exclusive. But anyway, boys, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.